According to the Nursing Facts 101, during vacations, summer, emergency room visits during the summer or any vacations, children under 14 years rise. During the summer and school out, emergency room visits from children under 14 years rise by 18%. A lot of nurses, doctors, any healthcare professional use a lot of different diagnostic instruments, such as this blood pressure cuff or the stethoscope, which is you need to be able to use this blood pressure cuff. And by learning more about nursing, you will get a better understanding of how nurses help others. And to be a nurse, being a nurse is not easy. There's a lot of procedures to go through to be considered a nurse. And first, we will talk about what a nurse's job is before I describe how I identify with this culture. A nurse provides and coordinates patient care, and it's not just about that. Like, when you're a nurse, you get to meet the patients and you see them every day, and you never know when you walk into a hospital if you're gonna see the patient the next morning or if they're gonna be gone. And it's just sad when you walk in the hospital the next morning not knowing that the patient you took care of for like a week or longer, it's not there anymore. This blood pressure cuff is a device used by healthcare professionals to measure the blood pressure as a heart contracts. And the normal blood pressure rate, it's 120 over 80, and if you have lower, let's say for example, 80 over 60, that means you have low blood pressure, and it's bad because it should be around 120 over 80. It doesn't exactly have to be that, it could be around there. And ever since I was a little girl, I've always had an interest in helping others, and what better way of doing from learning, because nurses do a lot for patients. And since my godmother is a nurse, ever since I was a little girl, I've experienced it and have an interest on doing it. And in high school, I had the opportunity to join the first responders class, which is the first class before going into the actual nursing class. And in the first responder class, you just learn basic stuff, which is first aid and all those kind of things. And being a nurse for me, I have sentimental value to this, because being a nurse wasn't easy for me. I had to go through a lot of procedures. I had to take the first responders class, and then I had nursing. And to join the nursing class, we had to fill in a separate application, and then the professor, that's when he lets you know if you're in the class or not. And so I got in the class, and it was not easy for me because I volunteered in a hospital, Beverly Hospital in Montebello. I don't know if you guys know about it. But it wasn't easy for me because I had to volunteer in the hospital early in the morning. I had to get up at 4 to be able to be in the hospital at 6 before going to class. So after I had a long day ahead of me because I had to go to school and all that. So it was pretty hard. But it's just I like knowing that I'm able to help out others by having this blood pressure cuff, because it's not easy to learn how to use this, because nowadays they have electronic stuff in the hospitals. So with this, it's actually pretty hard, because you have to be able to know what you're doing so you can be able to help the patients out. And by helping others makes me feel happy. If I see a patient happy, it's just a nice feeling, and knowing that you also get to learn and know more about the patients, and it's just nice. Now that maybe you guys don't care about what nurses do, but nurses do a lot for you guys, whether it's or your family members. And now that you guys have a better understanding of what sentimental value, what it means to me, you guys might never want to know more of how important diagnostic instruments are, or nurses. But just know that nurses make a big difference. They help out a lot. They give